Okay, let it be known, I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a home, this ain't a phone. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. Unlocking the door with the holy key. You supposed to be this close to me, and hopefully you understand G.O.D. Maybe this cold and I'm talking like no degrees.
Action! Hey! It needed to be said, crew. It's that time, man. We are back with another show. It's your boy Tyreek, a.k.a. the cheetah, man, the fastest in the land, and also the best looking in the land, man. I'm sitting here with my co-host, man, Julius Collins. Julius, how are we feeling today, man?
We feeling amazing, man. We feeling amazing. Just another beautiful day in Miami. So
another beautiful day.
We're going to have a beautiful guest. We're going to have a beautiful interview.
Yeah. It's going to be great, man. It's going to be great, man. Before we get into all of that, man, I just want to say I got to give a shout out to our sponsor, none other than Soul Runner, man. So you guys, if you guys want to do me a favor, make sure you go check out the Soul Runner website, Soul Runner on Instagram, and it's Soul Runner for Life on Twitter, man. So make sure you guys go get that gear, go rock it, and tag your boy Cheetah in that thing, man. But let's get into the show, man. But let my boy Julius say, man, we got a beautiful guest here today, man. We're sitting here with Miss MMA herself, well, ex, what you want to say? It's like your ex.
Miss MMA and now Miss WWE.
Miss MMA and now Miss WWE. None other than Miss Valerie Loureda, man, the beautiful, the queen. She came up here looking all good, y'all, man. How you feel, girl?
I'm excited to be here with you, Tyreek, you know.
And Julius.
And Julius.
There we go.
I've known Tyreek. I just
add that in there. I'm just messing with you.
No, I literally just got back from my media tour and it just got announced, but I'm really excited to be representing Miami and I'm excited to be here with you repping Miami this year.
Yeah, big time, baby.
It's going to be great. It's going to be big.
Big time, baby. So anyways, you want to tell us about why the change in WWE, I mean, from MMA to WWE, we just gonna jump straight into it because I just need to know.
All right.
Because obviously you a dominant fighter and now you want to go into just role playing.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, I'm a WWE fan, bro.
I know.
As a kid, I thought it was real, and then when I grew up, I was like, bro, like, are we serious, bro? Like, so why the change, baby girl?
So I've always been a fighter, but I've also been an entertainer my whole life. And I did 5 pro fights with Bellator. I started when I was 19. And I feel like I proved myself in MMA. Like, people saw I was tough, you know. I did my fights. I built this whole platform just being me in that cage. And I'm turning 24 next week, actually the first day. My first day as an official WWE superstar is my 24th birthday, next week in Orlando.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. But, you know, they called and I just saw the opportunity to not only become the first Cuban-American woman in the world signed with WWE, but I saw the opportunity to represent Miami and my culture in a way no one's done before.
Right.
So I said, it's now or never. I'm 24, you know. This is a long-term contract and I'm still young. Sky's the limit. Whenever I get out of this, I can still do whatever I want.
Right. Right. Well, talk about history being made, girl. You said it yourself, man, being the first Cuban woman to ever do something like this. I know that's huge, you know, for you and also being from here, you know, your race and stuff like that, man. But my thing is, for me, you know, being as beautiful as you are, you know, how was it, you know, fighting girls that look like Julius?
Poor Julius.
No. It's okay.
Honestly, Tyreek, it was, people lie. Like, they say you're not scared, but every time we go into the cage, it's scary, right? But I've been fighting for so many years, and God put something in me that I always felt like I wasn't going to get hurt. I felt like I knew what I was doing. Although everyone around me, like my family, would be scared every time I fought. My mom would literally run to the bathroom and she would just break down. She couldn't watch me. But I always felt like I need to do this because this is an opportunity that the world was going to get to see me for the first time and open up more doors. And then when WWE called, I said, really, when you look at it, it's glamour, it's acting, it's fighting, it's scripts, it's everything that I'm good at in one place. And I know I'm going to be great at it.
So speaking of that, you said your mom, like, as a female, nothing against any female fighters by any means, but what was your upbringing like for you to say, I want to kick ass for the rest of my life, or 10, 15 years, like I want to do Bellator, MMA, mixed martial arts, and then now, not even the transition to WWE, but just what was your upbringing the way you said, I want to fuck people up for a living?
So I was born into fighting. My father owns a school in Miami for 35 years, a taekwondo school. And he wanted me to be a fighter. He basically wanted me to be a boy. And my mom was the captain of her cheerleading team, and she loved like glamour and entertainment. And she put me in ballet, point, jazz, lyrical, everything at the same time as taekwondo for 15 years. So I got to a point that on Saturdays, I had sparring in the morning, but I would have my ballerina tights under, and at 12, I would run to dance, and I would do my elite dance class. And I even danced for Miami City Ballet for a long time.
So it sounds like one of them situations where your dad had his dreams, and your mom is like, look, you still going to be a girl at the end of the day, baby girl.
Right.
Exactly. My mom wanted me to be like well-balanced, you know? She wanted me to choose my path in life. But even though it was my dad's dream, I loved martial arts. And there wasn't a day in my life where I didn't train or cut weight or do something towards that goal. And I didn't know what it was. In the beginning, it was Olympics, right?
Right.
I wanted to make the Olympics. I fought a world championship. I went to Olympic qualifier. I lost. But then after we had family health issues, then I saw Ronda Rousey on TV. And I saw Ronda getting known for being pretty and a fighter and representing judo. And I was like, Valerie, you've dedicated your whole life to martial arts. You can do this. And I got chills. And that was the first time I went into jiu-jitsu class a week after. And then my journey began.
So what you're saying is you wasn't a good ballerina dancer.
No.
Because you gave up.
No.
So you pursued fighting.
No, I gave it up because I felt like I was better at fighting, even though I loved dancing. Like I just had an aggression inside of me to finish that I knew girls didn't have.
Different and spicy, girl.
They're crazy.
Ooh, with the tongue out too.
And Cuban.
She said
She said a lot.
It was a lot. It was a
lot
perfect
to
balance. She said your
digest.
parents wanted a perfect balance.
No,
That's a
no.
crazy balance to say, I'll knock you out, but then I'm a twinkle toes around you after your lifeless body after I knock you out, right?
Yeah, but that's why I got known, because what happened was that I was still posting like Valerie, you know, but people thought because I was an MMA fighter now, I can't post the way I do. I'm like, why are you limiting me to a box, right? So what ended up happening is that the girls, to like aggravate me, they would talk shit about me making TikToks in my gloves or like posting bikinis and all that BS. And then it got to a point that I got so mad and I held that inside of me that I would knock them out. I would literally scream in her face, I'm gonna still make TikToks. And then I would do a TikTok dance in her face while she was unconscious.
Wait. The girls that you were fighting? The girls that you were fighting?
Yeah, I would knock them out and do TikToks.
Okay,
on her
Debo.
face.
Right.
Yeah.
Why you looking at us so aggressive?
I'm nervous.
No,
I'm nervous.
because it would make
Okay,
me
calm
mad.
down, baby girl. Let's calm down. Let's count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Let's get back to needed to be said.
Okay.
She's saying a lot right now. Like, this is good. This is good. Any more questions?
I'm still tripping. You would knock them out.
Yeah, that's why I got known.
They're knocked out. So they don't hear what you're saying.
No.
But you still talking to them.
I'm a bad bitch. Fuck with me. I'm still make TikToks. Like
Oh,
that.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's what
crazy.
happened.
Yeah.
As an MMA fighter, like, how do you build that up? How do you build your fan base up? How do you move up in rank? Just how do you even get to that level from going from, training? I don't know, as Bellator underneath MMA. How do you go? How's that progress?
I always wanted
from
to know that.
level to level.
Okay, so I was a Taekwondo 4th Dan master. That's why they call me Master Valerie Loureda. And when I decided to go into MMA, the biggest, you have to bow to me.
I did. Seafood.
But the biggest transition is I'm a striker and now we're going to the ground, right? So that's my weak strength. So the first thing my agent told me was, Valerie, you have to wrestle, right? So I went to top team to wrestle with the best wrestlers in the world, but I had to learn to wrestle. I had to learn jiu-jitsu. I had to learn Muay Thai. I had to throw elbows. I had to throw knees. I had to learn submissions. I had to learn to avoid submissions. So the ground is the hardest part for a striker, and that conditioning is tough. Like those wrestlers last a long time on the ground. So that was the first thing. But I got blessed with the opportunity that Bellator contracted me at 19 before I had a pro fight. So I did 3 amateur Miami and Sway nightclub in Fort Lauderdale. And then after that, that fight went viral and they saw
Sitting there
me.
knocking girls out.
Yeah,
Left and right.
but that fight I didn't knock her out. I just did so many like cool spinning stuff, and it was just so entertaining that they just offered me a contract when I was 19. So I quit my waitress job and I quit my part-time teaching kickboxing, and I just dedicated all my time into that debut. So in Bellator, the difference between Bellator and UFC is Bellator allows you to brand yourself because you could have sponsors on your shorts, you could design your fight clothes, you could post anything on Instagram. You know, I was sponsored by Monster and Vital Proteins. So I had a lot of brands behind me. And then just being myself, posting organically, people watching my knockouts and seeing I'm a real fighter, my platform just grew and I just knew how to market myself.
Wow. I'm just sitting here like amazed by it all. I'm like, girl, shit.
It's tough because fighters, we don't get paid well, you know? So
MMA fighters?
MMA fighters
Just
do not
MMA.
get paid well. We don't have health
Why?
insurance.
Why?
It's not
Like
even
it's-
close to the NFL. Like, we don't have these big facilities. We don't have like treatment and like
Hold on,
hot
hold
tub,
on.
ice
What
tub,
you trying
sauna.
to say? What you trying to say?
That
We're
we
pampered?
have to outsource. You are pampered.
Jeez.
You are. Though.
I can't.
MMA is a
I'm
very
scared.
new
I'm
sport.
at this point. I'm scared
Sorry,
to say anything
thank you.
back.
Thank you.
MMA is a very new sport, so we're very behind. It's the fastest growing, but things are changing. You know, it's becoming really popular. Everybody around the world knows what UFC is now. So hopefully, like soon, our fighter pay will be equal.
I was just about to say that. Like, it's definitely a universal sport because what's the guy name overseas? Khabib.
Khabib,
Like
Yeah.
he's real good.
Yeah.
I just want to know why the pay isn't good because the fan base is there. Obviously,
Yeah.
you know Dana White, he does a good job.
Yeah.
You know, with whatever he has going on. You know, bringing new viewers to the to whatever UFC got going on. So I just don't understand why a UFC fighter like they don't get paid. And like if y'all do get paid, like do you want to share? Like let's say for instance, you like the main card on the like the main person in the fight at the bottom.
Yeah.
Like how much would you get paid?
Like your first fight or like main card?
Nah, I'm saying like your last. Well, let's say your best fight, the most you got paid, and then could you break down? You know how much you took home after you paid everybody.
But the thing is that we get paid half to weigh in, and if you lose, you don't get the other half.
Huh?
What?
Yeah, that's
So-
how fighter pay works.
So they pay. Let's say they're gonna give you.
Let's say they give me
50
50 grand,
Right.
25 and 25. I make weight, 25. I get out of the cage, I lost, I have 25. I get out of the cage, I won, 50 band.
What?
It sucks. It's tough because you're also like, you're going to a fight where you're most likely going to get injured. And if they don't clear you for like, let's say 3-4 months, you know, you can't fight again until those 4 months plus add 2 months of fight camp. So like really, you're not making a lot.
I see why you made the change now, girl, because
Yeah.
the benefits are ridiculous.
Yeah, but
in
everyone
MMA.
keeps saying that to me. Like, did you make the decision financially? That's a part of it, sort of. But for me, it's more of my legacy and being the first to do something that no one's done before.
I mean, I get all that, but you know, you got to make sure you take care of yourself first,
Sure.
girl. You gotta
And I
make sure-
take care of my family,
There you go.
you know.
So what did that breakdown look like? Like Tyreek said, he said, let's use a hypothetical. You got 50. Let's say you won the fight, so you got 25 up front after weigh-in, right?
Right.
You win the fight, you get your other 25. What does that breakdown look like?
Including paying
Training,
agents,
yeah.
training.
So I would pay 5% to my gym where I would train at, and then I would pay my agents whatever I pay them, and then you pay the state tax of where you fought,
Right.
and then whoever else helped you, whether nutritionist with your diet for the weight cut, or like any other person you have in your team.
So your 50 could break down to like 10 grand quick.
Yeah.
So why do you think that is?
Sheesh.
Yeah, why do you think the pay scale is what it is when these fighting platforms are making millions off one fighter?
Right.
It's just the way it is right now. It's just the way it is. It's a very new sport, you know.
That's the answer
are
they
gonna
gave
change.
y'all, right? It's just the way it is.
It's just how it is. You either fight or you don't. And most of these people in MMA are prize fighters, or it's their last option, or you know, you know, a lot of them don't have degrees either. So this is really what they want to do. And a lot of them have 2 jobs. You know, when I was an amateur, I was sparring and I was training from 10 to like 2. And then I would go in to my waitress job and I'll waitress from 3 to midnight till close, until just to afford a little apartment so I could sponsor my camp, you know? So it's tough, but it makes you hungrier, you know? And I feel like that's why a lot of fighters are hungry, because when we fight in there, we've sacrificed everything. We sacrifice our family, you know, we sacrifice food, we sacrifice water. Like, our weight cuts are insane. I would lose for my fights 35 pounds in 2 months.
Dang. So I got a question for you. How does it make you feel when you see, and this is going to boxing now, how does it make you feel when you see a guy like Jake Paul come into, you know, the boxing thing?
Yeah.
You know, he's a fresh fighter. Yeah. You know, a guy who hasn't put in the same work as you, obviously.
Yeah.
Who isn't a master like you. You know, this guy comes into the sport, you know, and he's literally making millions. How does that make you and other fighters feel? Because if that had been me, I'd have been like, yo, look, this is getting out of hand.
Yeah.
Like, how can he just come into our sport, don't even put in the work all the years, and just come in and make 15 M's easy?
Yeah. I mean, Jake didn't put in the work in fighting. Like, he decided to do this later. But he also, like, a lot of people don't know, but he works very hard. He has a good team around him.
Right.
And he built, like, his whole platform. Whether you love him or you hate him, you want to watch it, right? But I can say that in the beginning, I was a hater of Jake. But after seeing some of his fights, he got tested and he still did all those rounds. And in boxing, there's what, like 10?
12.
Yeah, 12. And, you know, it's really tough. I feel like he has talent and he chose to grow in front of the world's eyes, you know, whether he wins or he loses. But we do get salty, but at the same time, you know, he has his platform. I get it. He's also opening the eyes to fighting pay, right? And bringing women's boxing up, you know, like he's doing with these girls. And he has made a difference. You know, he has made a difference. And he's like Amanda Serrano. She would have never gotten paid like that if it wasn't for Jake, right?
Right.
People are watching women's boxing. They just headlined their first event. So for me, like, he's doing good for our sport. I understand, like, the pay, you know, it sucks. But at the same time, you know, he's bringing awareness, which is something people need to see.
Right. Shout out to Jake Paul, man, for that, dog. Like,
and his brother just signed WWE. Logan, you saw
seriously?
that?
Oh, I didn't see that.
They announced to me on Wednesday, and then I announced Logan on Thursday.
Wow. Them boys, hey, I'll tell you something about them Paul boys. Them boys be moving.
They're hard workers.
The boys know how to network. The boys know how to make that money. So shout out to the Paul brothers, man.
For sure. But
continue building that legacy.
Jake is definitely talented.
Yeah, he's talented.
But we definitely see what you're saying. Like, you've been doing this since you were a teenager, right? Yeah. And then someone who's able to come in, he's good at what he does. You know, I'm kind of like you. We was all sitting back like, is this real? Yeah. But then you see the behind the scenes. He's really putting in a lot of work. Yeah. So that transition now from Bellator to WWE, how does that look?
So I did not expect this. I didn't expect it. In my mind, my last fight was in November at the Hard Rock. And if I would have known that, I would have put my belt down and like bowed and the whole thing and put my gloves down, because honestly, I just retired from martial arts right now. But the hardest part for me was my manager called me, Valerie, they're inviting you to WrestleMania, like Triple H and James Kimball and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, no, I'm not going. I didn't even want to go. I wanted to go to LA and party for my friend's birthday. I just didn't want to go. And I think because in my heart, I knew, you know, what I was about to see was going to change my mind. Right. And my manager convinced me. When he told me he was flying out, I'm like, okay, it's important. Flew out with him. And the moment I walked into that suite in WrestleMania, have you guys ever been to WrestleMania?
Yeah. No, I have.
You have?
In KC, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
and
crazy.
I looked down and I just saw like the production, like the organization, the professionalism.
It's crazy, right?
The fans. It's just another level. It's like a Super Bowl. Like,
it's like a whole nother level. It's like a whole nother level, man. Like, when you get a chance to like actually meet the guys and like understand their craft, like you really gotta know what you're doing. Right. When you jumping from the top rope, or and like actually catching guys who are like 200 pounds.
It's
And
dangerous.
yeah, those, like, so shout out to those wrestling guys. Early on in the show, I said it was fake, but you really got to be a professional.
Yeah.
Because anyone, like, not just anybody can just get out there and do it, dog. You got to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I got a side question. Who writes those scripts? Do you get to write your own script?
No,
With them?
they have a whole team there. They have a whole team of script writers, and they build it around your character. I don't even know what my character is going to be yet. I find out in like 2-3 weeks.
What would you want your character to be?
I tried to negotiate that Loureda had to be in my name somewhere, right? Because I spend so much time branding myself, and this is my last name, and I want to keep that forever. But that's out of my control. I can't do that. So I'm just gonna trust. It'll probably be something Latina, something like that, because
Okay.
I am the first like Cuban woman, but also I'm basically one of the first Latinas. So for us around the world, this is a big win, And in New York, after I signed, I had people showing up to the hotel, like women and their daughters just crying because finally, they have a girl that they could relate to on the stage. I'm not skinny, like I'm not like that body, I'm Latina, I have big legs, I have hips, I go up in weight, I drop in weight, and I think it's really cool for young girls to see someone that they could relate to, that they haven't had before.
That's real, man. That's very real, girl. So I'm so happy for you. I'm proud of you, and I know, we know that, on this show that you're gonna do great things.
Thank you.
So let's move on, man. So let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get into So let's get into relationships. Are you dating anyone? Have you been seeing anyone lately? If so, could you share us a name? If you don't mind.
So for the first time in my life, I'm super single, and I'm completely focused on what I'm doing because I have a crazy schedule now, and I haven't even had time to like think about that. But definitely before, I always felt like I had to be with someone. And after I realized I was getting contracted, I lost all this weight for a fight. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm happier than I've ever been. And when the time is right, God will put someone in my life that's going to love me and value me for the hardworking woman I am. Yeah. So I've had like 2 relationships in the past. And people don't know this, but my first boyfriend that I met when I was 18, he saw the potential in me as a fighter. And he actually got into MMA, not because he wanted to, but just because he wanted me to watch it. And behind my back, he was emailing like Bellator, UFC, Combate, all these promotions. I have the next star in my hands.
Oh, for you.
For me.
That's
and
dope.
without
He
knowing
was trying to be your manager.
Yeah. But without me knowing, he built my website, he built my platform, he did all these things. So he really pushed me to believe in myself in MMA. So that was an amazing relationship, but
Sounds like somebody you want to be with, right?
yeah,
Right.
but it wasn't the right person.
Oh, okay,
It wasn't the right
okay,
person.
okay.
And I grew out of that. It was the first time I started getting following, and I was going out, and I had a lot of eyes on me, and I was too young, and I just couldn't handle it.
Right.
So that was my past.
So what about your next relationship?
And
You
then
said
my
you had
next
2.
relationship, I dated an athlete, and
What was he? When you say athlete, do you mean what level?
no, he was a football player.
College,
No, NFL.
pro? Oh, okay.
I dated a football player, but it wasn't about that. He was also very smart, and I liked that because he taught me a lot about my body and how to recover and like massage every week and how to take care of myself because I never used to do that. But I thought dating an athlete would be easier for me,
Right.
but it's not. It's not because if you're not a fighter, you don't understand what I go through, and if you don't respect it, you're not gonna respect like my time or like my sleep or like just I'm always aching, I have bruises everywhere, it's tough. And I just felt like I was giving more and putting less into my own career. So it came to the point that I had to put myself first and be like, Valerie, what are your real dreams in your life? And if you're not with someone who's truly supporting you and pushes you, I mean, he would push me, but he just like I wasn't doing the things I need to do for my career.
Yeah.
I was tired.
That's real.
I wasn't resting, and he was a great guy, but, right now I just need to focus on myself and my life. I can't be worried about other things, other stupid things.
He messed up.
He got a true. He
But
had
it's
a true
crazy
queen.
because
He gonna see this and slide in a message like, I'm sorry.
I always was like, you know what it is? I just feel like guys, I don't know, they see me and like they get like a fantasy of like this relationship, but it takes a lot for that to work, especially two athletes supporting each other.
Exactly.
Right? And I'm a woman, and like I don't like to be known as a fighter. When I get home, I like to be treated like soft and like a princess, and like I'm a girly girl, right? So it's that like balance, and then also being so far apart, like I need support and I need love too, and I don't know when I'm gonna meet the right person, but right now I'm just chilling. I'm working hard, and you know, when it happens, but that's not my focus.
Well, if you told him the story about knocking a girl out and standing over her, girly girl.
So you don't appreciate sneak attack arm bars whenever you get home from a long day of fighting.
No, it's not that. It's more of like I'm so independent and I'm financially dependent too, you know, and financially independent too. And that's a thing. Because, like, you know, I could walk away whenever I want. Like, I don't need anybody's money. I worked very hard to have my own. And that's another thing I want women to understand, that just because a man has money, like, they just throw themselves at them. Like, it's so easy for you guys. Honestly, it's so easy.
It's not easy for all of us. Some of us are ugly, and
No.
some of us are
No.
have stink feet.
It's easy for you to get whatever you want. So if a man's not mature enough to understand the real value in a woman, which is someone who works hard, who has her own ambitions and dreams, who doesn't depend on who's not there for other intentions, you know? I think it's important for someone to understand that. And I know my value, and I will never settle for anything less than what I deserve, because I've sacrificed my whole life to be in the position I am. And now what? I send to WWE, everyone's in my DMs. Like, I don't care. I don't answer anyone, because no one's going to give me the respect or love for who I am the way I deserve to be treated.
So you said they call you Master Valerie?
Master Valerie.
We're just going to call you Master for the rest of the show.
Sifu.
So what does that feel like? You know, you have to deal with the issue with dating. You have to deal with being a businesswoman. Like, what does that look like? What does your business model look like in running it yourself?
So I, you know, also a big way I make money is my social media, right? Because I didn't even understand this, but I have crazy engagement, like for an account that has almost 1 million followers, right? And everything converts. So like if I'm sponsored by Pretty Little Thing and I post that, you know, these people get crazy sales. Or if I made my own merch drop, you know, we're already sold out of everything I dropped. For me, I'm an entrepreneur because I've built this brand based on my name and my fighting. That's not just about fighting. It's a lot of it's not just an Instagram model, you know. That's one of my big things, Cuban Barbie. But I have big dreams, you know. I want to do my own makeup line that's called the Knockout, right? Fight-proof makeup, because I'm known for fighting with my eyelash extensions and my little blush and stuff, because you could be pretty and fight, dude. There's no stereotype, right? So that's one thing I want to do. My merch is a big thing. You know, I want to have my fashion line of clothes, because I'm always known for, like, what I wear at my press conferences and stuff. And I want to do, like a fitness program for women who want to learn martial arts, because I feel like I'm very confident, because my dad taught me how to defend myself. You know, a man's strength is always going to be more than a woman, but at the same time, you know, I'm tough and I can defend myself in case of emergency. I feel like every young girl should know how to defend themselves to a certain point, because it gives you that sense of, you know, I'm good on my own, right? I don't need anybody to take care of me. I could defend myself. So those are a few things I want to do. But now with the WWE, you know, I'm going to have a new character name and they do my merch and stuff. But I'm going to build my brand, and, you know, I'm going to show people who I am. I want to bring that gritty fighter style into the WWE mixed with my Latin glamour that I did in the Bellator cage.
Yeah. Now, I got to digress. You said something that I think is important. We come from the South. You said the looks really can't determine if a person can fight. Coming from where we come from, you can kind of look at them. Yeah, he look a little peculiar. Like you might not want to fight her.
Yeah, but
She a little aggressive.
Exactly.
She look aggressive.
like,
She-
look.
do I look aggressive?
You see that?
no, not you.
You see that bull dagger sitting on the couch over there? You see that bull dagger right there sitting on the couch right there? Hey, you can turn the camera on real quick. Turn my camera on real quick. Look at that bull dagger sitting on the couch right there. Like, that's a girl right there.
Yeah,
Like, that's a girl right there. She can fight.
she don't believe you.
No.
You don't believe me?
No.
That's a girl.
I don't know.
She like, I don't know.
I'm not saying nothing.
He's a bull dagger.
But yeah, man, if you definitely start that app, that sounds like something that I'll be definitely trying to put my sisters in. Like you'll definitely have 2 fans over here, my sisters, my daughters, everything, girl. You definitely got supporters over this way, man.
I know. I love them. They're so sweet.
You know, moving from MMA, you know, to WWE. I mean, do you have any goals for yourself? Have you set aside any goals? Anything you want to get accomplished?
So I don't know when I'm going to be on TV yet. It's based on how fast like I develop at the performance center. And my goal is to already be on NXT in 2.5 months.
Right.
And like God willing, I want to make main roster by early next year. So if there's a slight chance of me being in WrestleMania as the first Latina, I'm gonna do it. I know it's a big bar and like I'm not really supposed to say that, but that's what I believe. I truly believe. I go to sleep every night thinking that it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen because anything I put my mind to comes true.
There you go, girl. Mindset is everything. Just know that it's the same way in football too. What if you actually? What if you accidentally punch somebody? Now I know that
It happens.
It happens.
People get hurt. Like it happens.
Ooh.
WWE is very hard. Honestly, I think it's tougher than MMA. Because in MMA, I could just brawl, I could just throw. But in WWE, you know, you have to have self-control. You have to bump right. Everything has to be perfect because, like, footwork matters. Like, in your ring, like, you always have to be aware of the hard cams and looking at what you're doing and posture. And it's tough. And during all of this, you have to be acting. So I think it's harder than MMA. When my tryout that week, I learned so much and I felt like I could be great at it, but I have to start now every single day, put in the work the same way I did in MMA.
I got a question about that. The training, you've already started doing the training, obviously, right? Do those chest slaps really hurt? I've always wondered that because you see the back of chest slap and the guy just,
Like the Ric Flair chest slaps.
yeah. That woo.
It hurts.
Does it really hurt?
It's just open hands. Like,
Right.
it hurts.
Oh, it hurts.
Yeah, it hurts.
Nah, I ain't want to be no wrestler no more then.
You changed your mind. Yeah, tell her about that, man. Tell her about your wrestling aspirations, man.
Yeah, man, I wanted to be a wrestler. I was supposed to go on Heels. It's like a little wrestling show called Heels I was supposed to go on. I was going to go in there and try to do like a triple backflip off the top rope.
Can you do that?
I can do a double.
Oh my god.
I wouldn't do a triple just because I was on TV. You know, adrenaline running. You know, you think you Superman then. You know, so yeah, I had dreams.
The ropes are bouncy.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What about the floor?
It's like a wood spring under. So when you land, you like bounce, but it still hurts. Like honestly, it sucks. When you first start, it sucks. It hurts.
Oh wow!
And the ropes burn like your whole side, like you're bruised from hitting the rope. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite all-time wrestler? Everybody's favorite all-time. We can go in order.
Nah, you go down there.
We know Cam's favorite was Goldust.
He looked like Goldust. He looked like Goldust. He looked like Goldust.
I don't know. You want me to go first? Yeah. I would say, man, my favorite got to be Stone Cold, bro. Got to be Stone Cold, man. It was just something about him.
That's them hoochie daddy shorts, bro.
No, it wasn't the tight Levi shorts, man. I think it was just the whole persona. You know, I really don't care. The rattlesnake, I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to still be who I am. I'm going to flip everybody off. And then that Stone Cold Stunner, we knew it was a little, some acting into it, but it was just a nasty move, bro.
You right. You right about Stone Cold. I used to love Stone Cold, bro, but after I watched that Longest Yard movie, when he was playing fullback, bro, he was like, that's how a white man runs the ball.
You gave up on him?
I gave up on him. I'm like, I'm done with this dude, bro. I'm like, no freaking way, bro. You know what part I'm talking about.
I do.
He got like 3 yards.
Let me change my wrestler.
He got like 3 yards and got up and was talking trash. I'm like, no, this dude did not just tell Meggett.
You're right.
Nelly. That's how a white man run the ball.
Yeah, little Meggett. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. What about yours?
I didn't grow up watching wrestling. So my favorite wrestler now is Charlotte Flair. Have you seen her?
Yeah.
Rick Flair daughter?
Yeah. She DM'd me when I signed, and I've been watching her, and I think she's like so good. You know, she really knows what she's doing. And you have to like analyze people like that and how they move and the way they work. But Charlotte Flair for sure.
Mine definitely Jeff Hardy, dog.
There you go.
That boy Jeff Hardy, any dude that can wear long blue jeans in the ring and do backflips off the top rope, man, Jeff Hardy, that dude, man. You know what I'm saying? He had the face paint on. He just had swag. He was just different, dog.
Right.
I like Jeff Hardy, and obviously The Rock is everybody's
The Rock,
favorite.
I was about to say
Yeah.
that.
You
I was
remember
training with
Razor
his
Ramon?
daughter.
You remember
Yeah.
Razor Ramon?
I like Rikishi too.
Yeah.
Rikishi DM'd me. Rikishi goes, "You could use my move."
You gonna put your booty in people's faces?
No, but he told me I'm allowed to use his move.
But his booty was wide as hell, bro. He not finna put his booty in my face. I'd have told them, take that shit out the script, bro.
Take that off. No, but man, this is before y'all time. Probably Ultimate Warrior.
Oh yeah, he was.
Ultimate Warrior, he
Hey,
get them ropes. You go crazy. You knew what time it was.
you
Shawn
knew what time it
Michaels.
was.
No, so you walking amongst giants in WWE. I think you can walk in those shoes or those heels, however you want to title. I think you're gonna do amazing.
God willing, I start there now. I'm gonna train there every day. It's hard. We have like history of WWE class. We have promo class, and then we have like our wrestling in the morning, and then open ring in the afternoon. So every day. Then Tuesdays we film NXT. Then the weekends now we're doing coconut shows where we travel and we do live events in different places. But my goal is to make main rosters. So
That's pretty dope, man. That's pretty cool, man. But anyways, Val, what can I call you, Val, baby?
yes.
Val, baby, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the show today, man. You were awesome. Thank you for just sharing your story. You know, giving us your time, because I know you got a bunch of places you gotta be. But I got one thing I gotta ask you.
Yes.
Tu gusto chocolate, mamacita. Julius, you got anything before we head out?
See, that's all I got.
I guess he
That's
like
all I got.
chocolate, y'all. He
No.
said he like chocolate. See, hey, I set him up.
No. All right, we finna cut. Cut. Redo.
All right, Val, thank you so much. Guys, if you want to follow Valerie Loureda on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or whatever the case may be, guys, you guys can catch her stuff at the bottom of this post. So thank you so much. See you next time. And don't forget, go get your soul running, baby.
Hey, okay, let it be known. I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a hunt, this ain't a foe. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. Unlocking the door with the holy key. You supposed to be this close to me, and hopefully you understand G.O.D. Maybe this cold and I'm talking like no degree.
Oh, shit. Bro, what? Nah, I let her do that. I seen a small window close, my eye was closing like this.
Hold it like 3 more seconds.
She was gonna try to put you out. Oh, she said you didn't tap.